Hello everyone. In October 2019 of the 15th, I was open for the first time about my disorders I was born with. I was open to sharing that because it's a big process in my life that I need to accept myself and learn who I am as a person. I want to learn who I am and know the disabilities I was born with so I can understand how I operate and not get frustrated. It is such a big thing that I have a passion for, and I have been open with you guys this past year on all those topics. And over this last year, I have gained a lot of knowledge about what I was born with, but I know there's still some more learning that involves in who I am and why I am labeled this and this and this, and it's still hard to really understand who I am because I want to know my brain and understand why I behave and act, and I'm so emotional when it comes to this OCD thought and sensory and autism and eating. Like, I really want to understand who I am, and yeah, I have to learn about myself, and YouTube and Google and talking to my providers help. And I started seeing a therapist too, and that's been helping me with my own issues. But I want to go deeper, and I really want to learn about just more about the brain and how it operates, especially my brain. And I am continuing on this journey. I am going to really put this in effort and be working with this with my providers. It is very important to understand myself because I do understand myself, but I want to understand why my body does this and the instincts of why I do these things for this reason. I keep track of my behaviors and I know some of the behaviors I do, but some of the things is automatic and I can't control. And it's hard to really accept myself if I don't understand myself like this. Like, I understand myself really well, but I know there's so much more learning to do about autism and sensory processing disorder and all the things I have. And right now, it's mainly about OCD and autism. It's the top two things I want to learn about. And of course, my other things I was born with too, but communication is such a big one too. And comprehension is just such a big, widespread topic I really want to go deeper in research. And my therapist helps me with my own emotions, and she's supposed to help me with creating strategies to help me like manage through my daily life, but sometimes she can't help me because she can't understand how I feel. So I feel like talking to someone who really knows about autism or is an autism specialist will really help me understand, because I want to be in that field. I want to really accept myself and embrace who I am. And yeah, I have days where I'm like, okay, enough. I don't want to like really be my body and suffer through the things I suffer, but at the same time, I'm happy of who I am, and I'm happy I'm different and unique and special, and everyone has a purpose in life. It's just, it's hard to really express who I am to people and for them to really get me, because sometimes I do feel left alone and isolated. I know, I have a great support team, and I'm doing well, and I'm doing so many things in my life, and I'm hitting so many milestones, and it's accomplishing new things, but I still feel alone. And that's hard to believe because I can't believe that I feel like that, but I do have some more struggles I need to work on. And I feel like people understand me for the most part. Like 95% of the time, people understand me, but there's that 5% that I don't even understand myself, that I want to learn about. And this year has been a process of learning about that, and I want to continue on learning about that. It is hard to really wrap my head about what I'm diagnosed with. And I did feel like I am accepting myself. I do accept myself, but some days I just can't. I want my emotions and my feelings to not be connected to my body, because that contributes a lot to how I feel and operate. And the brain is so complex. How I'm made up, my DNA is different than a typical mind. I remember so many other things that people forget. I have a really photographic memory. I have great senses. I have good intuition. And sometimes it gets in the way of life when other people don't have that, or people don't share things like that with me either. I do have friends in the disability community, and we do talk about personal things, but at the same time, we still touch base about disabilities and what we're born with and how we operate, but still, I still alone. Because I'm glad that other people have their own struggles, but people can't still relate to me if I mention this to a friend or a provider or a family member. They don't really understand me sometimes, and it's just frustrating. But my therapist that I've been seeing, she really did clarify some thoughts that were true to how my body operates, which makes me feel better. But it's just learning what equipment, what tools, what strategies, how to write things down in the proper way, not hurt yourself. Like how to really understand myself, because I am a pro at just like observation and understanding things from like the outside. But it's just really interesting how my body can take over like that. It's like, oh my gosh, autopilot is on. But I'm just really grateful that I am diagnosed with these conditions, because that is who I am for the most part. It does affect my daily life and affects my routine, and it is still very important to remember who I am, and not just because of the disabilities I have, but because I have so many other things that don't really say, oh yeah, you can't do this because you have this. Like, no, I have so many other great things that don't define me as a disability. And most people may notice I have something, and some people will not know I have autism. And it's funny because I got diagnosed with autism in 8th grade because I was diagnosed with PDD-NOS, and that was a developmental disorder that was not classified as autism back then, and then they changed the, diagnosis as under autism. So that's why I was diagnosed as autism in 8th grade, but I was born with my disabilities when I was in my mother's womb, and then when I got out, I explained it in my videos in the past, but there's some things that I really want to really understand, and I know, and I do accept this 100% that it was before I was born. But I'm just really grateful that I do have lots of resources and help if I need to really understand this part of me. And it's good to learn about who I am and develop as my own pace. So I still need to be pushed and try new things, but still something I want to think about is I'm lucky. My disabilities are not that severe. They do impact me every day, but it's not like I'm in bed and I need help with every little thing. I am independent for the most part. So I'm really lucky that my conditions are more mild than some other people in their life. But I still don't want to be silent about this. I need to be open and advocate for myself. And it's been an interesting year. And I feel really lucky that I can learn from YouTube videos and watch other family vloggers that have kids with autism and learn about stuff too. And it's been a passion of mine, and I'm looking forward to working with these skills with my providers, because I really want to understand myself, and they work with people with disabilities too. So for me, me being their client who's interested in disabilities and who I am, I feel like that's a big passion. And I want to share that with them because they really support people with disabilities of all kinds. And it's hard being diagnosed with 10 disorders. I can't imagine being diagnosed with 2. 10 is a lot. I made a whole series of my disabilities on my channel, so I'm just so glad I was open with you guys a year ago and it really came out, because that is who I am, and I have a really good life. And I do have struggles and challenges, but that's my video, and I hope you like it.